I would like to thank Adrian Thomas for sending me this story. Now you're looking at this picture right here, and this is from the scoreboard for the Chicago White Sox. And I guess at this particular game, they decided to highlight notable people that came out of Chicago. On the far left, you see Pat Sajak, who is most known for being the long-running host for the game show Wheel of Fortune. On the far right, you see a man, and his name is Orson Welles, who was a famous, well-known American actor. But in the middle, in the dead center, you see an individual who many black of his death kicked off the civil rights movement, and that is none other than Emmett Till. I don't have to go into a whole spill about Emmett Till because we pretty much already know that story. Whether it was the story that we learned in school, for those that did learn about it in school, because I actually did learn about Emmett Till in school, or the plethora of other information that we learned about him outside of the public school system. My thing is this: who was in charge of putting this together? Why did they feel the need to put Emmett Till in this lineup? I just would like to know that, because it says other famous people from Chicagoland. They could have put anybody else up there besides him. Now, the only good thing that I could say is that if people were there and they didn't know who Emmett Till was, they can quickly do some research on him. And of course, it'll be a very gruesome sight to behold, both the image that you know I'm talking about and the actual details of the story. But still, they could have used somebody else up to put into that lineup. You can tell they probably just went through some people and just said, oh, let's put Emmett Till up there. But truth be told, like I said, a lot of people won't know who Emmett Till is opposed to the other two. So the only good thing is that people will have to research it if they didn't know who he was. But they really could have chosen any other person from Chicago to put into that particular lineup. I don't know if I was to go to that game, I would probably feel some type of way, because it's like, wow, like, because whenever people see him, like see that name or hear that name or see that his image, even for people who weren't there back when it happened, it opens old wounds, because like the details of the story are so gruesome. This has to be one of the most gruesome attacks on anybody that I have ever seen or ever heard of in my life. One of the most gruesome murders, I should say, because that's basically, it was a slaughter. They slaughtered this boy. And it's more than just what they put in the books. It's way, way, way more than what they put in the books about what happened to him. But I think that, in my honest opinion, that while this could have been a history lesson for those who didn't know who he was, it was also done in bad taste as well. Because Emmett Till ended up becoming quote unquote famous because of a brutal murder that was put upon him. Like, who would want to be, like, I don't know if that's something that you would really want to be quote unquote famous for. Because, you know, he could have lived his entire life, but because of a lie, he was brutally murdered, violated, mutilated, all of that. And unfortunately, the woman who did it is still breathing, and she, to my knowledge, last I heard, lives in somewhere in North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, like, this was really done in bad taste, in my honest opinion. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Do you think this was done in bad taste, or do you think this was a learning lesson for people who didn't know who he was? Like I said, the only good thing that came out of this is that if people didn't know who he was, because believe it or not, some people still don't know, it was a good way for them to actually research him and learn about him and why he was put into this lineup. Although I wouldn't have put him there, because there could have been anybody else they could have placed there. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you in the next one.